The helm is returned. Huzzah! But is one helmet enough to conquer a whole college full of mages? The Jarl certainly thinks so. So, what's the plan? Let's go.
I've read most of these books already. I don't remember what they're about, but I've definitely read them. It doesn't matter how long I spend here. I will never master magic of any kind. I am all ears. My favorite weapon is the bow. I like talking about myself. I am very interesting. Some folks seem to have a magical never-ending supply of arrows. I have no such enchantments working on me, unfortunately. My foster mother was Khajiit, but my foster father was Argonian. Some found their union hard to understand. I don't get cold very easily. I can hack a foe's head from their shoulders with one blow. I hate racism. This land is full of it. We all laugh and bleed and love, don't we? My time as a bandit taught me very little. It was a means to an end. Sick people attract their own kind. My parents used to read to me in bed. I used to pretend I was ill, so I could hear more tales of adventure. I still love a good story. What's next?
Who's got your back? I do. Yes, and it could not have been easy for you. I myself have often avoided clashes with mages.
Ankano is dead,
The truth
and
is,
yet the
that's
Sijiks
part
take
of the
your
reason I get captured
In the
in the
end,
British
you with that
Pass. I never put up a fight. Yet you inspire me, my Thane. I know it's not about me. It's about protecting the members of the college and you. Knowing that you depend on me, that you trust me to watch your back, means everything. I don't have to be brave.
No one pays
I
any
just have to be
attention
there.
novices.
I know. I imagined Mirabelle as the person my sister should have been. Strong, poised, confident. Without any of the sadness. Her sacrifice will not be forgotten. She gave her life so others could live. She was a true hero. You go, I'll follow.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Not bad, not bad. I feel like I could spend ages in here. Or, I have an even better idea. Cast a pocket reality spell and take all these books with me. Time flows differently in Oblivion, so that would mean I could read all these books without a care in the world. Though, that would require me knowing that spell, which I don't. I just know someone mentioned it to my mom once. Ugh. Well, just give me a second. Dwemer recipe to create an ancilla. Mechanical intelligence. The first one... Cortana, it was called. Which was then inserted into a Dwemer exoskeleton, linking the user with this ancilla. Interesting. And I'm done. Dwemer schematics. They're pretty interesting. All right. What now? The College of Winterhold. I've read about this place, but never really been here myself. It's a bit underwhelming, to say the least. Everything just seems so crumbly. Well, that's more for the main city, if you'd even call it that. But the college doesn't seem to be in the best shape either. It also doesn't help that most of the locals here despise the college, at least from what I've heard. So, what's on your mind? Sure. In which skill? All right then, let's begin. Oh? What is it? Right behind you. Who's there?
That is that.
Nice work. Should be cautious until they're out.
Снова свобода.
Who's there?
Always good to come out on the winning side. The gods gave you 2 hands and you used them both for your weapon. The gods gave me 10 fingers, but I never seem to use more than one. Does the college pay taxes to the Jarl of Winterhold? I'm struggling to see what the economy here is based on. I think you have the wrong person. I'm just here to learn a spell.
Then I think I have precisely the right person. I teach you some magic, you let me replace your brain with Dwemer gears and wheels powered by rodents.
Well, that doesn't sound too bad. Wait a minute, what kind of rodent?
I was thinking a hamster.
Absolutely not. Come on, let's go. This is obviously not the sort of mage, and I use the term loosely, that can help me.
They say if you look in a mirror and say Sithis 5 times, they'll reach through the glass and suck you into the void. I never make it past 3. The field of unknown and undiscovered magic. It seems odd that there are only 5 schools. There should be at least 500. How else can you explain all the magical phenomena in this world? Doomstones, alchemy, and dragon shells, for instance. Those can't be categorized by any of the 5 schools. I wish Neria would be more encouraging. She calls my research nonsense and goes out of her way to do so. She said Master Gester would reject my proposal on Conjured Ink. Said only the most talent-devoid novice would need to make notes and spell tomes. I suppose an alternative would be to enchant the tomes themselves, so the readers could gain an intelligence boost. Oh, all the time. Especially at the college where magical energy is strong. Floating objects like books, soul gems, and silverware for one. You really have to watch where you're going or you might run your eye into a fork. Then there's the multiplying fruit. Master Dravis thinks the several hundred apples he found in his pillow was a prank. I think it was a rare form of spontaneous cloning. Clearly some type of plant-based magic, like an evolved form of alchemy. Of course, I bet in places like Valenward there are all sorts of carnivorous plants that use magic to capture their prey. Like a plant with invisible fangs on its fronds, trapping birds and insects who stop to rest their weary wings. Or how about a talking plant who uses magic to mimic speech? A stamen is almost like a tongue. Then you get real close and the fangs chomp you. That is, if the mud monsters don't get you first. Plants must have some version of the undead, raised from the ground by magical spores and such. Oh, plenty. Although they all sort of relate to magic in one way or another. For instance, I was trying to build a more secure coin purse by trapping your gold inside a soul gem. Oh, I sometimes do that too. Yes, as an institution of learning, but we are in Skyrim after all. And when in Skyrim, do like the Nords. Of course, using destruction magic will be too dull. Even the illusion spells get boring. Oh yes, it was a bit tricky getting the conjuration trap to recognize inanimate objects as souls. But a dash of blood and harmonizing the resonance did it. The problem was getting the gold out. I tried enchanting a couple of wooden coins using the gem, but they lost the imperial markings. You don't kill the coin, but the purse, and that's already dead. The coins inside are what mimic the properties of a soul. As long as the harmonic resonance is stable while they take flight, the trap will secure the coins into a soul gem. The trapping part's all rather elementary once you get the hang of it. Oh, yes. Which gives me another idea. Hanging bear traps would work much better than bone chimes. You'd need an invisibility spell to cloak them. The problem is the weight. Spells are transient, and the steed stone won't work on a thread. Frostbite spider webbing, maybe. Probably too difficult to harvest. What if we abandoned using gossamer altogether, but instead gave the traps wings? Is Arniel still around? He's the expert on dwarven magic. Farewell.
I wonder if they said...
Let's get out of this wretched rat way. My nostrils are about to burst.
Ведро, нож, книга, чернильница, камень. Нет, нет, нет!
Out with it, fool.
О, ха-ха! Иди сюда, иди сюда, иди сюда!
Out with it, fool.
Я тебя предупреждаю! Уходи!
Out with it, fool.
Нож.
Why do you disturb me, mortal? I've nothing to discuss with you.
Нет.
Be gone. What is it, mortal? No, worm, I did not. To call me a mage is to call the Direni Tower a fortress, and the Red Year a fire. It is a testament to my prowess that I exist on the mortal plane, even as my body decays in death's hollow embrace.
Нет, не найдешь меня.
Curb your tongue, fool. I have wandered Tamriel for over half a millennium, and silenced thousands of impudent voices with a single flame.
Книга, чернильница, камень. Нет, нет, нет!
Like a fish scuttling on land, you flap your gills, your feeble mind attempting to grasp what is beyond your comprehension. Lichdom is a fool's bargain, for necromancers content spending eternity as skinless wraiths. With a sleight of hand, they control their corpse like an avatar, as their souls are bound to phylacteries. I did not prescribe to such cheap necromancer tricks. I sought the path to true immortality through the techniques developed by the Sijic monks. The Sijics could send their voices across great distances, their voices manifesting as living ghosts in the ether of conjured space. It is even said that the Sijics could disrupt the flow of time, moving freely in the infinitesimal space between this world and the void. I succeeded in achieving the opposite, to have my body held in stasis as time flowed around me.
Нет, нет, нет!
The question is not what, feeble mortal, but who. One of my servants acted outside of my will.
Нож, да. Книга, да. Ведро, да. Чернильница, нет.
The spell surrounded my body in a cocoon of lost time, at which point I would be invulnerable from all outside influence as time passed around me. However, in the instant I returned to the mortal plane, my body would be at its most vulnerable, as the soul sought to gain control of its faculties. The assailant knew this, but the fool was careless.
Не найдешь меня.
The blow was struck as most of my soul remained in the void, and my body had yet to return to time. When the spell was interrupted, my body became trapped in slowed time. As such, it took 50 years for my soul to regain consciousness. It took 100 years for the dagger's wound to bleed out of my neck. 200 years before I could conjure movement beyond the slow of time.
Нет, нет!
Yet, 2 centuries later, my body still continues to wait for a spell that will never finish and a time that will never resume its normal pace.
Да. Ведро, да. Чернильница, нет.
Of my servants, there were 3 whom I trusted with guarding my body during the transfer. Fame the illusionist, Marius the warlock, and the cleric Irelen, who herself left the Sijic order to serve my will. Together they were powerful, but on their own they were nothing more than worthless sycophants.
Найдешь меня.
Such was the reasoning behind their selection. Yet only one managed to betray my will, and kill the others in the process. Ah, mortal, now you strike at the heart of it. For I am the one who put faith in the power of avarice, and my death is no one's fault but my own. Your pitiful mind clings to beginnings and ends, when the point of the matter lies between. It is decay that I find abhorrent, metal rusting, wood withering, skin rotting. This disease of time is what I aimed to rectify.
Нет,
Even now as you stand here before me, mortal, the sweat pours from your body. The water trickles from the ceiling, cutting away the stone at your feet. The mold grows in the shadows, poisoning the air with its toxic spores. It matters not if the subject is a great man, a majestic palace, or a shrine to the gods. Decay will claim them all.
Нет, не найдешь меня. Нож, да. Книга, да. Ведро, да. Чернильница.
Ah, mortal, your pitiful mind stumbles upon a stone of truth. I did indeed fashion myself an executor of purity by destroying that which defiled it. I murdered those who lived long past the winter of their youth, and destroyed monuments left to the squalor of decay. Wherever I traveled, I left bones and rubble, like the scurf flaked off the skin of the world. However, left unchecked, the disease would fester and spoil. The only way to truly eliminate decay is not to hasten the end, but prevent its coming. There are some who say immortality is found in one's legacy. The blacksmith lives in every soldier who kills with his tools, every sword that twists in the belly of a man wrenching in pain. The writer's soul lives in the pages of a book, his words echoing to the unborn across eons of time. The mage's soul lives in his acolytes, and the dread in their enemies' faces as they squint through walls of fire. It is a lie, nothing more than the decay of the mind, making one last attempt to circumvent its inevitable demise. No, I can no more teach this worm magic than I can teach water to burn.
Да. Ведро, да. Чернильница, нет. Ведро, нож, книга, чернильница, камень. Нет, нет.
Even if such a thing could be achieved, it serves no purpose. You ask that I devote what little time I have left to teaching a simpleton a few tricks. I say if he is not happy with his current existence, then I will be more than willing to eradicate it.
Не найдешь меня.
Out with it, fool.
So, what's the plan? This mage has to be the one. I mean, it's not as if I'm some one-trick blade binder wearing imitation robes. That would be a shocking twist.
Чернильница, камень, ведро, книга, нож.
Of course he can. And if he can't, well, it'll be his fault. I like Olivia's way of thinking.
Ни шагу больше.
Let's go.
Сегодня я плотно
What is it, mortal? The decay will come to you in an instant. A sore back, a stiff... Only now does it choose to present itself.
You ask for my strength, pitiful mortal, yet for what purpose do you wish to wield it?
Помогите, кто-нибудь!
You are weak, worm, and your thum makes you no more than a mouse with a kitten's claws. I will concede, however, that the strings of fate wrap around your wrists. Although it remains to be seen whether you pull them. Very well. Ask and I will accompany you, if only to see you fail. Then lead. Do not waste your breath talking. Are you ready to move?
Да. Подходи ближе.
Burn your belongings. Handing them to me will bring them the same fate. Then let us depart.
Is that all you got?
All too easy. Are you ready to move? I am right behind you.
We heading out? Let me just conjure up the energy. You know what they say, timing is all about something or other.
У меня тут полно заданий. Интересно?
Если тебе нужна... Заплачу по обычному тарифу гильдии. Давай-ка посмотрим.
Ты куда
Ладно.
это? Тут работа
Одно дело
есть.
говорить, что у тебя есть. Кто-то зовет мой товар мусором, но для меня это сокровище. До встречи.
Хочешь подзаработать пару септимов? Могу помочь. У меня есть для тебя работенка, если духу хватит.
Даже если ты самый что ни есть свой, проблем никому создавать не стоит.
A good place
Идти,
to
не
make
взяв
some
работы,
gold.
это как пройти мимо полного кошеля на столе.
What is it? Farewell.
Нужно что-то?
О, привет. Чем тебе может помочь Сапфир?
Ты тут волны поднимай. Больше мне нечему тебя учить.
Увидимся в
Возвращайся и найди
гильдии.
меня,
Что у тебя на
если
уме?
захочешь
Найди
поучиться
меня,
лазать
если
в карман.
захочешь пострелять.
Захочешь поучиться обчищать. Дело было... Я работал с Векс. Мы... Ага. Векс мне кричит: беги. А я... Векс меня ждала у фля. Понимаешь? Вот так я и получил свое имя.
I've been... Oh, well.
Тебе, уважай ее, и она тебя золотит. Обманешь ее, и вся гильдия с тебя спросит.
Hey, so I know this isn't necessarily the best place for it, but something came to mind. Would you like to have another date? Anytime, but preferably at night, in the Bannered Mare. Okay, let's do whatever we have to do first, but you know the deal. Date after.
Home of the companions, and home of witless brutes exercising all muscles save the one that counts.
Невыносимо! Помогите!
Да? Ладно.
Kodlak was a kind leader, and he loved you and the companions as if they were his children. My hero should not be afraid to shed a tear in his honor.
Как же больно!
So what now? I love happy endings. Kodlak is happy, Ayla is happy, and my Thane can now choose his own destiny. This is a cause for celebration. And what better place to hold a party than the patio behind the Yorvasker? I will be in charge of planning, of course. Well, just because it's the same place doesn't mean it's the same party. There will be different guests and different songs and different... But if it really means that much, we can hold it inside the giant boat instead of out on the deck. At least I won't have to worry about the rain. Alright.
I'm glad you're here. Nothing else then?
Speak to me. A lot of moaning goes on here. Not in a good way. Who made the gods, I wonder? No one ever told me a satisfactory answer. I'm thinking I am sorry I shot you in the head. It is a good thing you have a hard skull. If you need anything else, just
Lay
ask.
waste to your foes, and let nothing go to waste.
A calm spirit provides the best counsel. Well, magical talent runs through my family, but I was intent on becoming a soldier. Thankfully, my father was the type to encourage his sons to pursue their goals, even if he quietly disapproved of the pursuit. No, he was proud of me, but not my vocation. I never realized this until after the war, when I asked him about restoration. That's when I saw his eyes light up for the first time. The old man had no idea what he was in for. I consumed book after book, tome after tome. I outlasted the oil in the lamps, and the wax in the candles. My father wondered if he should have taught me alteration instead. At least then, I could read by mage light. Not many, I'm afraid. When I'm not visiting the camps, I spend most of my time reading. Back in my soldier days, though, I did enjoy a brawl every now and then. If only all wars could be settled with sport. On occasion, the warrior is an important constellation. Athletics, competition, matches allow us to cultivate that spirit without resorting to lethal violence. You fight hard and fight clean, and when it's over, you embrace your opponent as an equal. It was war, my boy. Wherever there are wounded, I will be. I journeyed to the various military camps across Skyrim to offer my assistance. At Lord Us and Sundas, however, you can find me at the Temple of Kinnereth. I offer what I have learned on my travels to the temple healers, so that they may spread the knowledge to others. They say a restoration mage can save more lives by teaching the principles of his craft, rather than practicing them. I aim to do both. It's a noble pursuit. I'll do my best to teach you, as my father did me. Ulfric suffers from the same disease that afflicts all men of power. Ambition, greed. In the end, not just of King Torg, but all the soldiers, families, and victims of his tyranny. As such, I seek to heal the wounded, regardless of what colors they wear. True enough, my boy. Yet his people fight on, and the effects of his tyranny remain. I myself learned how to better close wounds by reading tales like that of Princess Talara. Still, knowledge of the spell itself always comes by tome. Rumarin, I'm sorry. Books offer hints at how to improve at restoration, but it would take a 50-volume epic to teach you even the simplest spells. A tome is still the best way to learn. My advice is to just keep at it. Don't rush. It'll come eventually.
So you're saying I need to work hard and study to achieve my goals, but what if that goes against everything I stand for?
And I'm afraid I can't help you.
My mother always said, never thume with your mouth full. No, it's almost as if I don't have the talent to be anything more than a blade binder. But that would mean I'm not perfect. A stunning revelation. I never saw it coming. We could try one last thing. Otero once said if you want to learn to juggle swords, it does no good to practice with wooden ones. This is going to sound crazy, but maybe if you pummeled me with a spell, my survival instinct will kick in and I'll fashion a ward. Well, I don't want you to actually hit me. I just want you to aim near my feet. You can do that, right? Oh, I get it. You're just trying to stir my survival instinct. Yes, right in the face, but not really. You know what I mean. Alright, I'll just stand here, and you start hitting the ground with spells and such. Wait, hold on. Maybe you don't have to actually use a spell. What if I just imagined you were casting them? Like, I close my eyes and picture the fireball coming at me. It's almost here, and now I'm casting my ward and... Yes! I've deflected it. With so much force, it seems, the fireball is now shooting off into the sky. It is literally burning a hole in Aetherius. Oh, now it's actually circling around Massa and hurtling back toward... It looks like that's Rorikstead. Oh, that poor goat. So much carnage.
Жар. Все горит.
God, you hit me! I can't believe it! The pain! So much pain! And wait a minute, I felt something else as well. In my hand. I think I did it. I mean, it was smaller than a juniper berry, but I actually felt the ward coming out of my hand. It worked. I think it was a lesser ward, although you can't really call it that. Maybe a lesser than lesser ward, or the least ward, but still a ward.
Как же больно.
Oh no, I'm going to stay in my fantasy land with the other delusional folk. You should come over, it's much warmer and there's mermaids and unicorns. Perhaps. The real question is, do I want to? After what we just went through to learn this one, I'd say the answer is a resounding no. Look, I'm grateful for everything you've done. It's not the gift so much as the thought. Keep that in mind when I give you this paltry reward. Oh, and next time I get any bright ideas, just ignore me. But thanks for listening this one time. My invisible magic sword is yours. You know what they say, timing is all about something or other.
Shall we get moving? Then let us depart. Fools die as they live.
I think I might have hurt my
We may
wrist.
be in for more trouble.
No, wait, it was that one's head.
Death is a
The last
simple
student.
thing to grant.
Талос всемогущий, Талос непогрешимый. Талос неоспоримый.
Done and done. Who's there?
I will snap out those eyes.
They
That's
live
enough out of
no
you.
Tough
more.
fight, relatively speaking.
Not
One
bad.
less
Nice
thing to
work.
worry about.
Who's
Lucky. Fuck, why do you still
You will not live to regret that.
Victory is ours. I've always wanted to say that.
Cleanse the world of decay.
Some say I'm 1 part elf's ear and 2 parts nightshade. What is that? Make me a terrible alchemist.